Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue talking about some of the biggest mistakes made in Jamaica. We spoke about the Ian Fleming International Airport. It was a mistake to upgrade the Boscobel Aerodrome because the runway stayed the same length as it was at the aerodrome because there is no space to extend it. It's 1100 meters when the Sangster International Airport is 3000 meters. So there's a serious problem as to what planes can land at the airport. The big planes cannot land at that airport. That was a mistake. A new airport should have been built somewhere in Ocho Rios or close to Ocho Rios that has that would have a runway of at least 2,800 meters. So that was a mistake. The second mistake was shutting down Air Jamaica. The biggest problem facing Jamaica right now in terms of tourism is the flights into Jamaica. If there were flights available to bring in 10 million visitors, 10 million visitors would come to Jamaica. Air Jamaica was a national airline of Jamaica, had our modern fleet, flew out of all the major cities in the US, Canada, and UK. It should not have been shut down. Jamaica is paying dearly for it now because of the flights into the country. We need more flights. Now, another mega mistake that was made was shutting down the train service. At its peak, 1 million passengers a year used to travel on the train. Jamaica was one of the first countries in the world to have a train service, especially in the Western Hemisphere. So the trains were the main means of transport in Jamaica when they were running. Now, the train service was shut down under the PNP government for cost reasons. Now, but the important thing to note is that all of Jamaica was connected via the trains. Now, if you look at Jamaica today, what is the biggest problem facing Jamaica? Moving people around. Their government is spending billions of US dollars to improve the road network. Highways are being built. Great. Needed. They're making a huge difference. But can you imagine if we had the trains up and running? How you could move people around the island easily, how it would open up so many more areas for development. Now, the JUTC, that's the bus service, the government bus service, loses about $16 billion a year. The government has to put in $16 billion a year. Sometimes it's 9 billion, sometimes it's 16 billion a year. And this is with Jamaica having a very good economy. No taxes have been imposed on the country in the last 7 years. So this government, in terms of the budget, is one of the best out there. No new taxes, that says it alone. Everything running good. And they still have to put in 16 billion a year for the bus service. And that bus service only operates between Kingston, Portmore, and Spanish Town. Now, can you imagine if you had a train running from Kingston to Portmore every 3 hours? A train running from Portmore to Spanish Town and then from Spanish Town back to Kingston every hour in the morning, every 3 hours after. You wouldn't have to subsidize the JUTC with 16 billion because the people would be on the trains. It would make such a difference for transportation in Jamaica just to be able to move between those 3 parishes. Sorry, Portmore is not a parish yet. Between those 3 cities then, let's say Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town. Portmore is going to be a parish very soon though. Now, let's look at another thing that the train service, why the train service is needed today. Look at what's happening on the North Coast. From Negril back to Ocho Rios, more development is happening there today than at any time before in the history of Jamaica. If there's a beach, a hotel is going up. The tourism industry in Jamaica is doing extremely well. Now, where are the people going to come from to work in those hotels? Where are the people going to come from to build those hotels? The population on the North Coast cannot supply the labor force for what's happening out there. Kingston, Portmore, and Spanish Town has the majority of the population in Jamaica. Now, can you imagine if somebody could get on a train in Kingston and be in Ocho Rios in, say, half an hour? I don't know how long it would take on a train. It's a 45-minute drive, so probably 20 minutes on a train. And the tracks are there already. The Jamaica Railway Corporation still owns the land that the tracks are on. The track is there. Now, can you imagine you get up, go to work in Ocho Rios and come back home all in the same day because you can do it on the train? You can go to Trelawney, Falmouth, Montego Bay, Negril, and come back on the train. That would open up Jamaica so much. You could build anything anywhere because you don't have to worry about the labor force. You don't have to worry about people coming to stay there. So it was a huge mistake to shut down the train service. And like Air Jamaica, you have to ask the question, if this administration was in power back then, would we have had to shut these things down? Because it was the money why Air Jamaica was shut down. They were losing money. But again, you can't judge it by the profit and loss because they brought tourists to the country and that's not reflected on their balance sheet or profit and loss. Tourism makes $5 billion a year for Jamaica, yet that is not on the profit and loss for Air Jamaica. The trains would open up Jamaica. People could move around easily and efficiently. Yes, it lost money, but that's no reason to shut it down. Because you have the same thing. Look at the value it brought to the different areas. Market that might not be reflected on the profit and loss of the railway corporation, but it has to be taken into account. And what is wrong if the government subsidizes the train service? What is wrong? If they can pump 16 billion a year into the JUTC, knowing next year it might have to be 20, but the people have to be able to move around. Why not do it with the train service? There is nothing wrong if your national airline loses money, and there's nothing wrong if your railway loses money. But it's the benefit in the country by people moving around. So the government subsidizes it. I don't think, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think they should have shut these things down for the benefit of the country? No, Jamaica is progressing. Jamaica is moving forward. And I know when I say this, people say we're a political channel, but we're not. But you have to look at what's happening in Jamaica today. Look at all of the progress happening in Jamaica today. Can you imagine if you were able to move around the country properly with a proper transport system via the train? How much more progress Jamaica would make? Can you imagine reaching Montego Bay in 30 minutes on the train or even 40 minutes? You could, the possibilities would be endless for Jamaica. The progress you see going on now, you would see a lot more. So I think shutting down the train was a huge mistake. Huge. Guys, let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. And if anybody can remember, when you took the train, how long did it take from, say, Kingston to Montego Bay, Kingston to Ocho Rios? Give us some idea. You can leave it in the comment section below, and we'll make future videos we will include it. Also, tell us about your experience of traveling on a train. Alright guys, have a good day.